Well, hello everyone. I'm Ariane Berends. I'm study advisor at Leiden University for the Bachelor of Political Science, International Relations and Organizations. And for the Global Advising Week, I will be having a talk with Dylan Clementia. Hi, Dylan. Good to see you.
Hi, good to see you.
So,
It's finally nice to put you guys in the spotlight now instead of you
thank,
guys helping us.
yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, because usually we are used that we talk about your choices and your career and your study, and now for a change, the spotlights are me, and you are the one that will be interviewing me. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation to do the interview.
Yes, of course, it's my pleasure. And my name is Dylan. I'm Dylan Clemencia, and I did a bachelor in IRO, International Relations Organization. And currently, I am a public administration student also at Leiden University. And yeah, today I'll be the interviewing and putting my old study advisor in the spotlight. Well, to start off, what inspired you to become a study advisor? Because I remember meeting you in, I think it was 2017. I just started the program, and just like any other typical student, you move away from home and you need a bit of advice on which programs to pick, or you have personal hurdles that you just need someone to talk with. And I remember coming to you, and yeah, you extremely helped me with everything. But now I wonder, how come you decided to become an advisor, first of all? So what was the path?
About, yeah, okay. So, well, actually, I studied political science myself, international relations at a later age, and instead of having a whole career like the usual students from IRO, I really enjoyed being part of the program and to advise young students about the opportunities that they can do with their studies, but also to help them overcome the hurdles that they have in the program. And I started out as a study advisor for master students political science at the University of Amsterdam. And then I moved to Leiden University to become a study advisor for the brand new program, the brand new English specialization IRO in The Hague, a program with 400 students per year coming from 60 different countries, having different nationalities, and I do like to advise, especially the multiple students that are in the program, and see what I can do for them. Yeah.
So basically, you found joy in helping the students, and maybe even helping them with organizing their student track, or their yeah, thinking about the future basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is actually the typical way of, so better said, what is the advising style of a study advisor?
Mhm.
And now that we're actually in the COVID-19 times, how
Mhm.
has that changed in comparison to how you were advising the students before, and now that everything is kind of digital?
Okay, yeah. Well, first of all, my style already changed when I went from Amsterdam to Leiden, because of the different group of students. So, as you mentioned yourself, you were coming from high school when you started studying. You were coming from Aruba, right? So you did made quite a travel to the Netherlands, and so it's very interesting to work with young people for the first time independent, and still a lot of new things ahead of them. So that's an and so there I already had to make a change in the way that I was guiding the students, because it's different when you guide master students or bachelor students. The interesting with bachelor students is that you have a journey of at least 3 years with the students, which is very interesting. Because as I saw noticed with you, for instance, the big change you made from the first time we met in September 2017 and where we are now as a graduate student.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's been a journey, let's say it like that, because I
Mhm.
remember coming to you with personal issues, but then also in my second year on which minor to take,
Mhm.
what are the possibilities of scholarships for minor. I remember you went with me through the whole process, And
Mhm.
especially as well when I came back from abroad, that the last semester was actually in the COVID period,
Mhm.
that everything was different, because usually every now and then I would come to you for checkup and maybe a bit of help for stuff that are either personal or study related, but then everything turned digital.
Mhm.
And I do remember that the three of you, so the three study advisors that we had, that we yeah, have, or the IRO program still has, that
Mhm.
had to adapt their measures to being more digital. I remember you guys
Mhm.
sending out newsletter for us to think about our mental health, because it was
Mhm.
obviously challenging. So it's been indeed a journey comparison to where we started.
Yeah, yeah, because I can, you know, fortunately you were able for your minor, you were able to go abroad to Kenya.
Yeah,
So you had a very interesting travel to Kenya, and then you came back excited to be starting with your last semester at Leiden University and see all your friends back. And then mid-March, all of a sudden the situation changed due to Corona, and you had to change to online education and for your bachelor seminar and bachelor projects. So you had to do your thesis also online. And well, you know, when that situation appeared, it was difficult for everyone. It was a big adjustment for you as a student, for all the students, but also for the lecturers, for the professors, also for us as study advisors, because we more needed to focus on the well-being, and on how to cope with the situation instead of the normal choices, guiding the normal choices. For instance, in your stage, if you are a third year student, we would have talked much more about the next step. What master would you like to do? Do you want to take a gap year? Things like that. But now it was more focused on how can you do your studies in these challenging times? How are you doing? You cannot see your friends, you are away from your family, you worry about your family and your friends also. So it was a completely different situation that you are in. And
it was indeed a complete different environment. And speaking on behalf of all the other students, we definitely appreciate that you guys put a focus on our own mental health, with either sending out the newsletters or some tips and practices on how to deal with the insane amount of screen time that we had all of the sudden, because everything was online. So it was definitely it's definitely appreciate, like, we appreciate the effort that you guys put. And therefore, on that note, I would like to ask you then, what has been one of your favorite moments, or the rewarding moments as an advisor? Because we, as I said, we definitely appreciate you guys taking care of us even in these times. But that being said, what was one of your favorite moments
Mhm.
on helping the students, on being there for us?
Yeah, well, there is the rewarding moment in general was seeing the third year students graduate. You know, in being able to finish their studies in the difficult online situation, and also so that was actually an amazing feeling when I saw the grades coming in, and also, you know, the nice emails. Yay, I made it! I've passed all my courses. I have a good note for my thesis. That was absolutely a very good moment, because it was also a relief that despite the difficult circumstances, that you and also the other students were able to move on with their lives, you know, instead of having study delay, having to add a semester. Some of the students actually had to take another semester because they either stopped with their studies, they had to stop in certain, for some students that was the reality, or they say, I can't do all the work at the moment because I'm not feeling that well, so they decided to continue studying for the bachelor. But there's also another very one of my favorite moments is also the establishment of the student association Cyrus, which you were also one of the founding members.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
That was also another contact moment that we had throughout
Hmm.
the years, because
Yeah.
as you also mentioned, IRO was a newly established program,
Hmm.
and we had to work from the ground up to try to cater to the needs of the international students.
Hmm.
And Yeah, also as new
especially in
students,
The
we
Hague.
didn't yeah, especially in The Hague. So it's a different environment. You're new as a student and you don't even yet know the context of the country.
Mhm,
And as a student, you want to cater to the needs of other students, and having to organize a student association from the ground up was definitely challenging.
mhm,
But because of you guys, the three study advisors, you guys helped us in trying to know what we had to do in the sense of what kind of events we had to organize, the logistics of organizing something at Wijnhaven, dealing with bureaucracy. That was all new to us as a students, and you guys
mhm.
definitely helped us with that.
Yeah. Well, actually, the interesting, we started out with asking you to come with ideas for the community building, to be sure that all students connected well and had a social network in The Hague. And then, to our surprise, you did not come up with some ideas for activities, but you come up with an idea of a student association. And to our surprise, it was established within less than a year, and it is now a very vibrant association. So that is one compliment to you, actually. Also,
Thank you, thank you. But of
um,
course, we could not have done it without your help.
yeah, yeah. But the thing is, that is actually the interesting thing of, if you ask me what do you enjoy about your work as study advisor, it's a very diverse position. So you help out students in many different ways also, but you also develop for instance, like the whole situation, a new specialization in English in The Hague, and then for international students also, for mix of Dutch and international students, and with completely different needs than the two Dutch specializations in Leiden. So, and we needed your input, the input of the students, to know what is needed in The Hague. And also, so it was also a cooperation, actually, to have an organization that is very well suited for the students, and they enjoy very much also. Yeah, yeah. So that
Yes, yeah. And
yeah.
especially that, I assume that also goes back to the previous question, or how your advising styles change. It basically is constant exposed to change. You keep changing because I assume every day is a new challenge. Every
Mhm.
student is different, and it's always a new challenge, a new context that is connected to each student.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it is different every day. So there is no day that is the same. And also, what I find very inspiring about the Irish students is that they bring a lot of ideas to us. So I can improve my advising, but because of, for instance, when you came back with your stories about the minor, frugal innovation, I could tell other students who were looking for options the next academic year, for I could more into detail tell that what if that wouldn't be an interesting option for them, for instance. And so actually, by also, it's I see it often more as a dialogue, that I see a lot of information coming back, and ideas that I can use to tell other students. Because it's very important, I think, that during the journey of the 3 years of the bachelor program, you can do things within your program for study credits, but also outside of your program. And in order to show you the best options that you can have during your study years also, and also to prepare you for the next step. And you also did an interesting internship, right, between the bachelor and the master?
Yeah, correct. I one of them actually I got through the Frugal Innovation minor, so I continued with another project. So
Hmm.
that was also something that came out of the minor. But one was as well when we actually talked at the beginning of my master's year. That's the fourth year, the year after.
Hmm.
When I told you I started a new master at the University of Amsterdam, but in the end, even though you weren't my study advisor anymore, I still consulted with you
Hmm.
and to let know that indeed this master was not something that was fitted for me, and that I did a internship as a policy advisor at Tech tegen Corona. And this internship actually was the main reason, or sparked my interest to come back to Leiden and do the public administration masters, which is specialized into policy making.
Hmm.
So that's also something that's funny that I came back to Leiden in
Mm-hmm.
the end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just like you said, also has this environment where it's mainly about feedback and an open dialogue, because by asking for feedback you get feedback from the students in also knowing how to improve the program, how to improve your advising style, but also on how to advise students based on the previous experience of other students.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 It's an ongoing improvement of the work, which is very interesting. And yeah, and also, you see, for instance, if I'm talking about favorite moments of rewarding moments, it is very it's great to see if also, for instance, I was also considering that there was one student, especially students with ADHD or ADD. It's very hard for them to study because the system of the university does not really fit, is not for them. It's And when I, for instance, received an email from a student who had started two studies before and could not finish it, and this was the third study, and he was not sure that he could finish it. And he had a lot of struggles, but in the end, it was amazing that I received an email one day with in capitals, "I done it." And he finished the study, and that was we had a very good cooperation throughout the years also. And then these are the moments that you can really make the difference in the life of someone. And because I was sure he was intelligent enough to be able to do the study, and the thing he was struggling with was the structure of the university, the structure of the exams. So I could help him to overcome the structure and to show that he was absolutely able to do the study. And so that these are great moments in my life as a study advisor. I can tell you. Yeah.
Well, yeah, on that note, that I just want to say congrats or thank you basically for that you're a study advisor or of the previous program, and that it's a well-deserved moment to now actually turn the camera around and put the spotlights on you guys.
Thank you very much. I
Thank
really,
you.
yeah, very nice. And also, since you are studying at Wijnhaven, at the campus De Heek Wijnhaven, we will certainly see each other. And I do hope we can go for coffee when the situation with Corona will be a bit more normal again, and that we can see each other live. I would really
Yes,
like
and then we
that.
can catch up. Same here. I would love that too.
Okay, bye bye.
Thank
So,
you. Bye.
bye bye.